Thanks for tuning in to the KRVN Sports Podcast page, your home for all of the local broadcasts produced by KRVN Sports. This page and the playback is brought to you by Hoegemeyer Hybrids, raising the bar on yield performance. For KRVN Sports, I'm Jason Jorgensen. The undefeated and third-ranked UNK volleyball team is back at home tonight with a big matchup against Missouri Western. Lopers started off MIAA action last weekend, picking up a couple of wins at Central Missouri and Missouri Southern, and head coach Rick Squiers says, all in all, that was a good way to start off conference action.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the schedule kind of is not favorable this year with a couple extra road games in there, so you kind of look at it, maybe you knocked out two of them, and at least you're back to square now with 7 home and 7 away. Haven't won at Central Mo for a few years, so it's good to get a win down there, and then had just enough left in the tank to go get a win against a scrappy Most Southern team on Saturday. So wasn't perfect all the time. I thought our girls competed really hard and were opportunistic. So it seemed like there were a lot of sets that were kind of back and forth until maybe the mid to late teens, and then when we had an opportunity, we made a play or two or capitalized on an error that came from the other side. So every win in our league this year is a good win. I don't think I've ever seen it any deeper than it is right now. And combine that with the fact that, the travel is always a challenge, then, opening up with a couple of wins on the road is a good feeling, and hopefully it gives us a little momentum coming into the next weekend.
What kind of a challenge is that now? And it's always kind of been the challenge, but with the way the MIAA works most nights, you're playing on Friday. Those matches get over somewhat late at night. Then, boy, a quick turnaround, get on the road, and then go play the next match. That has to be trying.
It is a challenge, and I'm sure it's a challenge coming here, too, when you got to go between us and Hays, Kansas. So that's part of it. You're not just playing your opponents, who are all pretty good. You're playing the difficulty of the schedule and the travel and things like that. So you've got one match where you feel like you get, a pretty fair amount of time to prepare for, and, you go through a scout plan and things like that. And then the other match, you might have a lot of that information because you have the week to kind of collect it, but you're not really talking to your team about the second match a whole lot during the week. So it's kind of two different scenarios. One where you're trying to execute a game plan and both teams have kind of spent some time preparing for each other. And then the other one where it's go play the match, worry about your side, give them a few things prior, see what kind of energy you can muster up because there's fatigue level. I mean, you could go play 5 sets on a Friday night, turn around and play Saturday afternoon. And so then it becomes a little bit of a, battle of attrition and that kind of stuff. So respect to anybody in our league, and all the athletes that travel around and do this. Unlike basketball, I know they have a day in between those matches. I mean, we've got the back-to-back. And so there's pros and cons for that, and it's one of the things you have to deal with if you want to be a factor in the conference race.
Another tough one in front of you now. You take on red-hot Missouri Western. They were much improved a year ago, and it looks like their improvements have continued this year. Then they come in on a 7-match winning streak. Yeah,
I mean, clearly a top 25 team. I've been told they're not in the rankings yet. I guess I don't really look at them, but if they're not, they should be. They are definitely a team on the rise, and everybody back from last year, and they gave all kinds of people trouble last year, had a bunch of signature wins, a team playing with a whole bunch of confidence, will have probably more raw firepower than we have. I mean, they come at you from both pins, and their middles are connecting, got a senior setter. So all kinds of problems that they create for you if you let them pass, and you have to kind of try to find a way to trade side outs until maybe you can get one here and one there, but we'll have our challenges with Missouri Western, that's for sure. And that was Loper head coach Rick Squiers. So you have undefeated UNK welcoming in 11-2 Missouri Western. This is a big match. If you haven't been out to one yet this year, you might want to check out tonight's matchup. The Lopers could use your help.
If you can't make it out to the Health and Sports Center, we will have it for you at 93.1 The River and 106.9 in Kearney. Our coverage begins at around 5:45 with first serve at 6. For KRVN Sports, I'm Jason Jorgensen.